Alright, hello everyone, Luxans here, your coach of the Hangzhou Sparkling Aria, and today I'm here for my UPBA. Actually, I like Hangzhou Sparkling Aria, I don't know, I don't feel like checking. But this is me recording my week 2 for the UPBA versus Matt O'Shea. Matt is a very nice guy, very nice, hold on, pause. Matt is a very nice guy, very good content creator, and overall, he's just very chill to talk to, so please go check him out in the description below. Now, you might be wondering, why do I have this still image on my screen? Well, that is because this is this is what I recorded. Now, I do have the sound on for this, however, as you might be able to tell from the fact that the video is now playing and you can only hear the voice that is speaking right now, my audio didn't record for whatever reason. I checked my OBS afterwards and everything seemed to be fine, but when I opened the video, it had no audio. So, I'm gonna mute the audio regardless, but just in case some like Yelp or some shit got through. But regardless, I will be doing a post-com of this, which is fairly unfortunate. It's a lot harder to do on Gen 8 Wi-Fi than is on previous generations. However, my team was like 4 specs mod and yeah, it was specs on everything but the Virizion and the Scizor. Virizion was my Zygarde answer, and the Scizor was just like a general answer. Now, I'm gonna preface this by saying I play terrible this game, just in general. I love how you can just see the first specs. No, but I play terrible this game. I do want to know that. However, that does not indicate the result immediately, in my opinion. So, I've already selected my Mons. We can wait for Matt, or we can just have him send out a Cinderace, because I sent out my Kyurem immediately. Now, I decide, well, I'm just going to click Earth Power. That should blow the Cinderace back anyway. I debate trying to find a switch in, then I realized I forgot to bring one, which is kind of the issue. My prep and everything was just not great. But I obviously do have my reasons for that, but in the end, those are all just excuses and I shouldn't just play it and build better. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of children outside, and I am going to close my window now. So I click Earth Power here, just thinking, well, I will just Oko the Cinderace. Anyway, since I'm like modest spec Kyurem, I believe, for this game, so obviously it takes a bit of time with the communicating, and he goes for Pyro Ball. Now in my mind, that's fine. Like, obviously that will do a big chunk, but this Earth Power should kill. It doesn't. This immediately told me, well, shit, he is AV. And here I probably make the worst play. I could have this entire match, and then I switch into Torn, forgetting that Blaze exists. Now, in hindsight, this was an awful play. In my mind at the time, I was like, oh, well, Pyro Ball did a decent chunk. I should be able to live on with Torn, because Torn is similarly bulky to Kyurem, just a bit less. I say that, but Kyurem has like way better bulk actually. I think it's because I also had a bit more, I don't know if I had a bit more bulk, I might talk out of my ass there. Regardless, I mean, the one mon that should be able to take the Pyro Ball with a little bit of health is my Torn. I forgot to take into account Blaze, and it cost me, as you can see. So, I went, well shit, that was stupid of me. And I got into Scizor to force out the Cinderace with a Bullet Punch, because even though it's this low, it should still die to a Bullet Punch. Okay, I'm gonna keep... Everything is going wrong already. Anyhow. I figured, well, I just need to do whatever I can to get something out of that play. I go for the bullet punch here onto the Thunderous, and I think afterwards I go for the U-turn just to get as much momentum as possible. Yeah, because this is like a Spidef Scizor. He goes for knockoff, which is totally fine in my mind. I do lose my Ockenberry, but I also get a good amount of chip on this Thunderous, which is nice. And now I can go out into my Heliolisk, which is the only one faster currently. And I can just see what I want to do. I can go for Hyper Voice, I can go for Dragon Pulse, turn whatever. I decided to go for Hyper Voice because killing this should be pretty good for me. Now, I don't actually remember what Matt did. He might have gone straight out into Frostlass, he might have also pivoted or something else. He might have also just sacked this. I don't exactly remember, truth to be told. This, I'm recording this after I record my week 3 and week 4 battles. Simply just due to a lack of time. I've been very busy. I've had my COVID shot. I got really sick because of my COVID shot. So, I was out of it for a good part of the weekend that I was gonna record this. So, obviously, that means I'm a bit behind on videos, and I'm kind of crunched for time. But I figured play the games first, and then go from there. Now, obviously, he figures out this guy's specs. Like, otherwise, I wouldn't have killed. So, I go out into my Scizor thinking, if he wants to go for a Poltergeist, that shouldn't do anything. If he wants to go for Ice Move, shouldn't do anything. Now he goes for Will-O-Wisp, and here's where I make my second very big mistake in terms of play, in my opinion. And that is, I try to, I just tried a U-turn at this point, I'm pretty sure, which I just shouldn't have done. Like, at this point, I probably should have just, I should have just gone out and back into Heliolisk. Because this way I let my Scizor get burned, which in turn causes me to not be able to ever kill the Cinderace that I was already struggling with. Now he does disable my U-turn here, which is totally fine. I think I got into the Heliolisk now. Maybe I got into the Kyurem? No, I do go into the Heliolisk, and I think I click Dragon Pulse, maybe I click Thunderbolt. But either way, I just go into Heliolisk here. I think I go for the Dragon Pulse, predicting the Zygarde to potentially come in on the Thunderbolt, because I should never click Hyper Voice on a Frostlass. So, I do think I got to the... I clicked the Dragon Pulse here, which in my mind is a very safe play regardless, because even if he stays in, he should take a chunk because I'm Specs, obviously, which he knows at this point. So I do end up deciding on the Dragon Pulse, but he reveals that he is Light Screen, which is not very good for me. Seeing as I have a team entirely based around clicking Specs moves. So that chunk of damage that I would have done becomes a chunk of damage that I don't do at all. Now I do believe that he goes to set up the Reflector, and in response I go out into my Scizor with Defog, so I can get rid of these screens and just kind of play around it like that. It's honestly, now that I'm doing this as well, I can tell how hard it is to fucking commentate this post-com. Which is something I used to do normally in Gen 8, or Gen 7 rather, not Gen 8, because this is obviously Gen 8. Gen 7 I used to post-com a lot for most of my games. I felt a lot more comfortable doing that. I do feel a lot more comfortable like looking back and being able to give oversight on plays that oh yeah, I almost misclicked Dynamax there. um, but it, I do feel a lot more comfortable being able to talk over a game that has already happened and be able to explain the like instinctive plays that I tend to make. Because I think a good example would be in... Honestly, I can't think of a good example in a game that is on currently like going to go up, like my week 3 or my week 4. However, a good example would be, say you have a Cure Mount versus, let's say, a Tapu Lele. Right? Tapu Lele is locked into like Scarf Size Shock, something like that. Now, in a lot of cases, a lot of people would attack, but I feel like, for example, I would go for a sub or a Dragon Anestheri. Not for any particular reason, but just because I feel like that's the right play in the moment to put on pressure, for example. Stuff like that I can't really put into words as I'm playing the game, where I'm just like, I should make this play. I feel a lot more comfortable doing it like that and like this normally, and I can critique my own play a lot better. Because a lot of the time, when people play games, I feel like they get lost in the sauce, to say it that way. And it's hard to see your own flaws while you're doing the thing you're doing. So being able to take a step back and looking at your own gameplay and looking at your faults, that was very comfortable for me. So it feels good being able to come back to this, but having to do it in such a manner is obviously not ideal. Now, I do U-turn out here from the Scizor, and I realized, oh wait, he just set up a Calm Mind. He's going to be Weakness Policy. He was not Weakness Policy, and I was like, wait. Huh? So I decide, well, I might as well just trick my item onto this Tapu Fini anyway. If he goes for another Calm Mind, he should be locked into that with the trick. If he goes for a offensive move, I should be able to take that because I'm a Gardevoir, and Gardevoir is bulky. But he does end up going for the knockoff, which should lock him into that. That is pretty good for me, and I do think I just go out for the Moonblast right here. Maybe I go for the Mystical Fire actually to lower his special attack, because trick mechanics are weird to me. Regardless, I want to say I go for the Moonblast. Yeah, because Moonblast, broken move, chance special little tap drop anyway. So I do go for that, and he switches out into his Frostlass. Right. Now, this does a good amount. In fact, it does KO the Frostlass. However, there is a slight issue with him getting this free switch, essentially. It's that he can bring out the Cinderace, which I lack a switch into now. Or lack anything that outspeeds it, for that matter. So, he does go into the Cinderace, and I'm like, okay, well, I probably am going to have to let something die. It's just going to be Gardevoir. If he misses Pyro Ball, I do want to be able to kill it, so I just go for the attack here. He does not miss the Power Ball, and my Gardevoir, man, faints, unfortunately. So I decide, well, fuck it. I have to click Bullet Punch now, because that's the only thing that's going to outspeed. It's a Scizor. This mon's at like, what, 10%? I should be able to kill that. Spoiler alert, it's not going to kill. It's going to do, like, nothing. And he's going to land his Fireball. So, that's not great. And at this point, I'm just thinking, alright, how can I stall this for as long as possible? Because, in my mind, he's used Fireball on Cure, which counts for 2. He's used it on Torn. He's used it on Gardevoir. He's used it on Scizor. That means he has 3 Fireballs left. And I have 2 Pokemon. Fuck. So, in the end, what I decide to do is go out into Cure. Oh, wait. Did I miscount in the game, too? Oh my god. I think I actually miscounted in the game. Which is so stupid of me. Actually, no, I don't think I did, right? Maybe, actually. Oh, no, I think I remember. I think I... Maybe do I sack this? I think he misses a Pyro Ball, but now in hindsight, I think I could have avoided that. Or he goes for low kick. That's it. Right, he goes for low kick, now he misses a Pyro Ball on a Giga Drain. That's what happens. Exactly. Regardless, at this point, I should just sack my Cure and then gone from there. But in the end, it doesn't matter because he missed the Fireball anyway. So he has Zygarde, Tapu Fini, and the Necrozma left, and he does go out into the Necrozma. Now, issue, I don't have a switch into this anymore. My switch into this was Scizor, which I have sacked at this point. So I calc what is my best play at this point, because even though I know I'm not going to win, I do want to make my best play. Regardless, cause say he's like min Spadef, Necrozma for whatever god-awful reason. Can I win this? I come to the conclusion, eventually, that I have to go for Grass Knot here. If he sets up, I'm screwed anyway. I don't know if a Mon that takes a hit from, like, DD. I don't have a Mon that wants to take, like, a Meteor Beam. Or Photon Geyser, for that matter, so I end up just deciding, fuck it, we're going for Grass Knot, it does the most damage. And we got speed, so that was pretty surprising to me. It does a decent chunk, but now he's DD'd up. I don't have speed anymore. And that is going to be the game, as Matt is just going to kill my last 8 Pokemon. Overall, there's not much for me to say. I just showed a very poor performance. My prep wasn't great. My play wasn't great. Do I have my reasons for that? Obviously, yes, but in the end, as I said before, that's just excuses. I can't be expected to be like, oh yeah, I didn't do that or that, you know, or I had this or that going on. No, in the end, this is the thing I signed up for. And I got my ass handed to me. Is how it is. Regardless, GG to Matt. And yeah, he's going to kill you with Earthquake. GG to Matt, obviously. Go check out his channel down below, as he's a much more reliable content creator than I am, especially in terms of Wi-Fi Draft League. So if you do like that type of content, go subscribe to him. But I will let the final turns play out. There's not much that's gonna happen. I'm just gonna die to a Photon Geyser here, I'm fairly sure. And I will see you guys, however, in week 3, where we hope to bounce back from our unfortunate start to the season. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.